Hello and welcome you once again in this new session of English literature. We will start with the lesson once again, a temple of learning. In our last session, we have been reading about Gandhiji's school life, about his prizes, and why he got a penalty when he can't attend the gymnastic class one day. So now we will start once again with the same lesson. It's a continuation. So when Gandhiji was omitted from his penalty, he was now free to go to home to serve his father. Now he said that I was accused of lying. That really upset me because he was not able to prove his innocence. But at last, when his father wrote a letter to headmaster, his penalty was omitted and he was free to serve his father. Now, Gandhiji said that both though I was none the worse for having neglected exercises, I am still paying the penalty for other neglect. I do not know where I got the notion that good handwriting was not a necessary part of education, but I retained it until I went to England. When later, especially in South Africa, I saw a beautiful handwriting of lawyers and young men born and educated in South Africa, was ashamed of myself and repented of my neglect. I saw that bad handwriting should be regarded as a sign of imperfect education. I tried later to improve mine, but it was too late. I could never repair the neglect of my youth. I think very young men and women must learn from my example that handwriting must not be ignored. I am now of the opinion that children should first be taught the art of drawing before learning how to write. So Gandhiji said that though I neglected the exercise, but he said that I am still paying the penalty of another neglect. That means I still got a punishment from my other negligence. That was my handwriting. I used to thought that in education handwriting is not a necessary part, but when I went to England for higher studies, there I saw that really I was ashamed of my handwriting. And later when he went to South Africa, he said that I was ashamed of myself and I repented myself of my negligence not to improve my handwriting. He felt very sorry. Then he realized that bad handwriting should be regarded as a sign of imperfect education. So he said to the young boys and girls that first of all, you must improve your writing, because if you has a good handwriting, then only you will have a perfect education. Two more two more reminiscences of my school days are worth recording. I had lost 1 year because my marriage, and the teacher wanted me to take a good the loss of my skipping, a class privilege usually allowed to industrious boys. I therefore had only 6 months to in the third standard and was promoted to the fourth after the examination, which was followed by the summer vacations. English became the medium of instructions in most subjects from the fourth standard. I found myself completely and totally lost and confused. Gandhiji said that he had two more recollection of his past when he was in school days. He said, when I had lost 1 year because of his marriage, but the teacher always wanted me to promote to my next class, and this was only got a privilege of those students who were industrious, that means the hard working students. Boys were given the privilege of getting the double promotions. So I had only 6 months to be, I was in class 3rd, and only 6 months I had in my hand to be promoted in the class 4th. And the most vital thing was that from the class 4th it was becoming a English medium, and each and every subject is was in a English, it was in a English medium. So I was totally confused, and there was a subject that was geometry. It was a new subject which I was not particularly strong, and English medium made it still more difficult for me. Often I would lose heart and think of going back to the third standard. So he said that I thought that once again I must must study in the class third instead of going to class fourth. Often I would lose my heart, feeling that packing of 2 years studies into a single year was near impossible task. But this would discredit not only me but also the teacher, because counting on my industry recommended he had recommended my promotion. So of the the fear of the double discredit kept me in my post. But I later realized that subject which only required a pure and a simple use of one reasoning power and could not be difficult. Ever since that time, geometry has been both easy and interesting to me. Though Gandhiji was very much upset that how good he will be able to do two classes at the same times, but later on he thought that there should be a reasoning power, and if you have a reasoning power, if you have a thinking power, it is nothing difficult to you. And what that happened with the Gandhiji also. He was afraid of the English. He took a reasoning classes. Even now, geometry, which was a very seems to be very tough for him, it was easy and very interesting for him. But one subject which was worse for him was Sanskrit. In geometry there was nothing to memorize, but in Sanskrit I thought everything had to be learned by heart. This subject also was commenced from the fourth standard. As soon as I entered the sixth, I became disheartened. The teacher was a hard taskmaster. There was a sort of rivalry going between the Sanskrit and the Persian teachers. The Persian teachers was lenient. The boys used to talk among themselves that Persian was very easy and Persian teacher was very good and considerate to the student. The easiness tempted me, and one day I sat in a Persian class. The Sanskrit teacher was grieved. He called me to his side and said, "How can you forget that you are the son of Vaishnava's father? Won't you learn the language of your own religion? If you have any difficulty, why not come to me? I want to teach you students Sanskrit to the best of my ability. You should not lose heart. Come and sit again in the Sanskrit class." Gandhi said the Sanskrit was proved to be a worse than geometry, because in the geometry there was nothing to be memorized, to be mug up. but in Sanskrit I have to learn lots of. And one more thing was that when I was in class 6, I became disheartened. And a teacher of Persian, a student used to say that it is a very easy subject. Teacher was very lenient. So I once went to the Persian class and sat over there. So Sanskrit teacher saw me. He was upset. He called me. He said that you are a son of Vaishnav's father. So you have to know your own religion, own language. How could be you used to be learn your religion if you don't know the Sanskrit? If there is any problem, any difficulty, you come to me. I will give you the right path because I want my students to be good in Sanskrit and I will give my best of my ability. So don't lose your heart. Come and sit again in Sanskrit class. I will teach you. It is now my opinion that in all Indian curricula of higher education there should be a place for Hindi, Sanskrit, Persian, Arabic and English beside of course a vernacular. He said that now in my opinion I must say that there should be a class of Persian, Sanskrit, Hindi, Arabic, English, and one vernacular means local language. Vernacular means a local language. This big list need of course a burden, no frighten anymore. This can be possible if our education were more systematic and the boys free from burden of having to learn their subject through a foreign medium. I said that it should be possible, only possible if there should be a systematic way of teaching. If a student loves to study in a Persian local language, and English with the local language, Sanskrit with the local language and English, whatever you want to learn, you must have a choose. I am sure learning all these languages would not be an irksome task. It's not a difficult and boring work. Irksome task means it's not a difficult or a boring work, but a perfect pleasure. Study should be you must study in a pleasure mood. Don't think that it's a exam task. It's not a difficult study. Is nothing a difficult or a not a boring work. You must enjoy your studies. A scientific knowledge of one language makes knowledge of other languages comparatively easy. So Gandhiji said that you must learn at least 2 to 3 languages to enjoy your studies. But never think that studies are difficult and boring work. Make it enjoying. There should be a systematic way to study. So I hope you have understand this lesson, how Gandhiji has said about his studies, about his marriage, about his experience in his handwriting. So read this lesson very carefully, watch this video very carefully. We will soon meet in our next session with a new topic. Till then, have a nice day and take care.